In this video, I will try to obtain the Ruki axe, but my money resets to 0 every 60 seconds, which if you didn't know is a minute in Lumberland. Yeah, that joke sounded better in my head. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay guys, we are in the game on an alt account because my main account is kind of full. I have no more available slots. Please add more slots, Defaultio. Anyways guys, I'm about to begin the challenge. I have not yet touched my keyboard, but as I touch my W key, the 1 minute timer will officially start ticking, and I will have to send all of my remaining money once the timer ends. So without further ado, here we go. And we are off. The 1 minute countdown has begun, and there's only one thing I can buy this early in the game, of course, that being the basic hatchet, so this initial timer is really quite useless. From there, I went ahead and cut down some oak trees before I had to reset my money. Alrighty guys, it has been 1 minute, my hands are once again off the keyboard, and I'm going to be sending all of my remaining money, which is, only $8, over to my main account just like that. And how the timer is going to work is that if I am at $0, I'm not going to bother doing the timer. I'm just going to wait until I obtain any money whatsoever, and then from that exact point, we will start the 1 minute timer again. So the tactical decision at this stage is going to be getting a lot of these trees very close to the wood drop-off so that I can sell them all in a very short time period and hopefully have enough time to get my first objective, which is buying a piece of land. And I'm just going to cut these trees up, that way when I sell them in the wood drop-off, the process can be a little bit faster. Alrighty guys, if my calculations are correct, the wood behind us here is enough to earn at least $100, which would allow me to buy a piece of land. So what I'm going to have to do is put all of these pieces of wood into the drop-off insanely fast, because the second that I earn a single cent of money, my timer is going to start. And once my timer starts, I'll have a minute to run all the way over to the land store and actually buy a piece of land. So yeah, this is going to be pretty tight. Anyways, enough procrastinating, let's actually get this done and load the pieces into the wood drop-off. And here we go. Come on, get in the drop-off, get in the drop-off. Okay, I have $100. I'm running. Oh, this is gonna be a tight one already. Okay, we are in the land store. Come on, GUI. And yes, we did it. We bought the piece of land with about 10 seconds to spare. Let's go. Now, next up, what I'm gonna do is take my sold sign over to Wood R Us. And I'm just realizing now this might put me in a little bit of a peculiar situation here, because if one of these pieces accidentally sells themselves, the timer is going to start. So I need to remove these real quick. Alright guys, now that we have the sold sign, my next game plan is going to be obviously selling the sign, and then what I'm going to do is buy a truck and a sawmill. And I should have enough time to do this, so I'm not going to stress too much. So let's just go ahead and sell the sign. And oh, that gave us like no money. Okay, well that's unfortunate. I guess all we can buy right now is a truck. Alright guys, now that we have a truck, we actually need to be pretty careful with it, because if for some reason we flip the truck over and are unable to reflip it, since I don't yet have any blueprints, we might be in a little bit of a pickle. Anyways, it has been another minute, so we're sending away my money. Alright guys, so the game plan now is going to be getting the shabby sawmill, and then from there, probably getting an axe, either the steel axe or the plain axe, whichever one I can afford. My game plan here was to do the exact same thing I did earlier and prepare a ton of oak trees to sell very quickly in the wood drop-off. Alrighty guys, I just had a really brilliant idea. So if you recall a few minutes ago when I had 2 pieces of wood stuck in the wood drop-off, if I just recreate that with a piece of wood and then remove that piece of wood, I should be able to sell all of my wood pretty much instantaneously with no issue. Alrighty, so I think this is going to be enough wood, so let's just unplug it and see what happens. And this idea actually worked insanely well and gave me enough money to buy a sawmill and a blueprint. Alrighty guys, we may be at $0 once again, but we have made some substantial progress now. So now what I'm gonna do is go and get some more oak wood, sawmill it, and then sell it once more so that we can afford a better axe. And that's because my game plan is going to be getting Frostwood, and in order to get Frostwood, we're gonna need a decent axe. So let's go ahead and chop down some more oak. Alright guys, we have collected a ton of sawmilled oak wood, and this should definitely be enough money to get us to the next axe. So let's start by placing down one of these logs as a buffer. Make sure it doesn't go in. Now we can place the rest of them. Oh, that's really close. Okay, let's release. Oh my, that actually produced a lot more money than I was expecting. That's kind of a shame because that money is going to go to waste. However, at least now we have the hardened axe. And while we're at it, I guess we might as well buy a work light. I mean, this money's gonna go away anyways. And actually, we can use this time to buy some conveyors also. Alright, and just like that, we are gonna have to send all of that additional money away. Alrighty guys, now that we have a hardened axe, it is time to start phase 2 of this challenge. Yeah, we're gonna get Frostwood. Now you may be wondering, but Electro, how are you gonna get past these boulders? You don't have the TNT, and you probably don't even have enough time to go and buy a TNT, considering your money, like, resets every minute. Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have a vehicle and a blueprint. So if you didn't know, you can actually get the boulders to despawn just by glitching your car into them. However, this process takes literally forever, and I was really starting to lose my sanity. Alrighty guys, and just like that, we are able to successfully drive through the boulders. No need for TNT. That only took like 20 minutes of my life. Alrighty guys, another like 30-40 minutes has gone by, and we have collected a ton of ice wood. And now it comes down to the final and probably the hardest part of this challenge, which is going to be obtaining the 3 items necessary to craft the Ruki axe. Now the first item, the sandbag, is a walk in the park, as all we have to do is sell some wood in the drop-off, then run into Wood R Us and buy it. However, the other 2 items are very far away in the safari, which requires us to lower the bridge. And now I have devised a plan for actually getting these 2 items, but even with this plan, it is going to be very tight, and we really don't have that much room for error without having to go up and get more Frostwood. Now the first part of the plan is going to involve lowering the bridge, and I want to lower the bridge in advance so that I don't need to wait for it to actually lower on its own when I get up to it. And so to give myself a pretty big margin for error here, I'm going to go ahead and sell quite a bit of Frostwood and then spend all of the money lowering the bridge. Alright, so here we go. We're starting to put we're putting the Frostwood in right now, and boom, we have obtained some money. We gotta get in the car and rush over now to the bridge. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and just keep lowering the bridge until our time literally runs out. And just like that, our time is out, so we're gonna have to send the remaining money to my other account. Alright guys, now it's time to do a little bit of gambling because we need the money in my truck here to equal at least the amount of money needed to buy the can of worms or the light bulb, which are both around $3,000. And the issue is that if I put too little wood in the truck and I sell too little, I might not have enough to even buy the light bulb or the can of worms, and if I put too much in, I'm just gonna waste a ton of money. But I think this amount right here is pretty good. And now it is time for the fun part of the plan, which is going to be blueprint glitching my truck into the wood drop-off. Alright, I think just like that, we are set. So now we are going to load up my truck with the Frostwood. So what I'm going to need to do here is sell this log into the drop-off, giving me hopefully $8. And once I do that, I'm going to need to sprint all the way back to my base before the minute timer ends. And then once I get to my base, I'm going to need to respawn this truck, which will drop all of the ice wood into the wood drop-off. And then the second I start getting money, I need to make a run for it and go all the way over to Fancy Furnishings. So enough talking out of the way, let's just do this. And it gave me $6. We're gonna have to reset. Okay guys, surely this piece of wood will actually give us $8. It gave us 6 again. It gave us 6. Okay, fine, I'll get a bigger piece of wood. Chill out. Okay, guys, so because that fiasco took a little bit of time, by the time I get to fancy furnishings, it's probably going to be closed. So instead, I'm going to go and get the can of worms first. So same plan. This will hopefully give us $8, and let's go. Hooray, we got enough money. Alright guys, it all comes down to this. What's about to happen is I'm going to respawn my truck here, which costs $8. Then quickly send the remainder of my money, because again, I need to be at 0 money. My money is going to reset in a few seconds here. And then drive my truck all the way to Bob's shack. Hopefully the ice wood lands in the wood drop-off, and I am able to then have enough money to buy a can of worms. The timer is almost out here. I'm really nervous for this one, but I guess here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. We're sending the money over. Sending the money. Oh, and the ice wood sold. The ice wood sold. Okay, this is great. This is great. But now we only have like 58 seconds to get all the way over. Oh, this is going to be a close one. Okay, guys, it is coming down to the wire here. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Boom, we did it. We did it. With a few seconds to spare, we did it. We bought the can of worms. That was insanely close. Holy crap. Anyways, let's go ahead and send the remainder of our money over after the cooldown ends. Okay, guys, there we go. We have sent the money, and now we have officially obtained 1/3 of what we're going to need to make the Ruki axe. And now all that's left to do is repeat this exact same process one more time, except this time we're heading to Fancy Furnishings to pick up the light bulb. Alright, now it is time to buy the last item needed to make the Ruki axe, that being the bag of sand. And this one is going to be an absolute breeze to get because it's located right in What Are Us, which means we don't have to do any weird truck shenanigans. Alrighty guys, and just like that, the challenge is pretty much over as we have all 3 items required to make the Ruki axe, and there's nothing left to buy. Now at this point, I fully expected the challenge to be over, until this happened. What the? What? So my truck just decided to like explode itself, and now I can't find the light bulb anywhere. So I guess I lied, we do have one more thing left to buy, but luckily we got a ton of Frostwood at the beginning, so we should be fine. Vroom, 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 vroom. Alrighty guys, we are finally here. After almost 2 hours of playing this game, we finally have all of the items required to make the Ruki axe. Is this not the right order? My brain is cooked, guys. There we go, guys. Finally, after like 2 hours, we have completed the challenge. We have obtained the Ruki axe while losing all of our money every single minute. Yeah, so I guess the challenge is possible. And just like that, we've done it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.